Okay, we're live. Look, you should be extremely bullish right now. I don't know what you guys are doing. What are you doing with your life? Seriously. What are you doing with your life? All right, YouTube, TikTok, we got YouTube, we got TikTok, we got Twitter. You need to be bullish. You need to buy the correction. We're going into earnings season for stocks, for crypto. There's so many bullish things that we're going to cover, but I want to talk to some of you who are new, who are not invested. Look, oh, I knew that shit was going to fall. Excuse me. It's because I'm trying to get the TikTok thing up here. I need a holder. Anyways, look, we're bullish, right? Now we're gonna first start with why you need to be invested, why you should be bullish. We're gonna move into trades and investments. Okay. Go to the newsletter. Okay, volume is good. Perfect. Go to the newsletter, right? That's going to be in my bio. We have a Discord also, free Discord, free newsletter. What else we got out there on the YouTube channel? A course, macro course, if you want to understand have more confidence in pulling the trigger. Look, you got to pull the trigger. This is not financial advice. You know, you can't really do that, but you know what it is. I'm trying to tell you guys, I've been bullish for a minute. We're going to start. So we're on Serve Robotics. We're going to go to, should we go Bitcoin? I'm going to start with BMNR. Okay. Now let's start with Ethereum. All right. So you guys need to be bullish. First and foremost, there's all the factors available for this market to continue. The technicals are great, right? We're at all-time highs. We're hovering above all-time highs when it comes to tech, NASDAQ, S&P 500. Bitcoin, crypto is the biggest one by far. Okay, check this out. Trump is about to unleash more liquidity into the markets. You have fiscal liquidity. You have monetary liquidity. And a lot of you guys, maybe this will trigger you easier. The Fed's going to cut rates, okay? The Fed is going to toss up rate cuts here in July. That's why you need to be bullish. The Fed is about to toss rate cuts up. If you have comments, throw them in there. I hope I see them on TikTok, but go to the YouTube. That's where the comments are going to stick. The Fed is going to toss up rate cuts. They have no reason not to toss the rate cuts up here in July. I think it's next week, the Fed meeting, right? That's what the market's waiting for. You already have Donald Trump or the White House, whatever you want to call it. Biggest tax bill in history. That is monster liquidity, supercharging markets. We're in a bull market. It's going to be we're like 97. If you go all the way back to the 90s, you had the internet boom. This is the AI boom, energy storage, robotics, blockchain technology. There's too many technologies. All right. Gene editing. We're going to go over this stuff, but this is the best, the greatest bull market setup of all time. And I'm going to keep saying it. And you're going to see, you're going to find out. You're going to keep seeing it go up. Well, it's too late. I have people saying, oh, well, Bitcoin's up too much. What are you talking about? We're just getting started. Okay. We're just getting started. You're getting robbed anyway. Every single day, you're getting robbed if you're not investing. Real estate ain't doing shit for you. It's not. Okay. You got to have so much capital. You got to deal with this. You got to do with that. Right now, they're going to create more supply, right? What is Trump doing? Right now, they're trying to pass a bill to eliminate taxes when it comes to selling your house. Okay. So if that's the case, you're going to get a lot more liquidity and credit into the market for people to purchase. Okay. Home builders are going to create more supply. The real estate right now is stuck. It is a income driven asset. It is not a growth asset. Real estate is not a growth asset. You're not going to grow your wealth with real estate. You have to use a bunch of leverage. XLM 88, none of those. Sorry, Dr. Driller, Mr. Miller, no, none of those. Chainlink, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Okay. Why? Because a lot of crypto is hyped up. It's super hyped up. XRP trash. Super hyped up, doesn't solve any issues, doesn't solve any problems. A lot of these coins don't do anything, right? They're a lot of hype, which is a trade, great trade, but it's not a long-term investment. It's not fundamentally sound. Only Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Chainlink. And you're going to see Chainlink, right? Anyways, let's get into it. So Donald Trump unleashing more liquidity. Powell's going to toss up a cut in July. We're going to have another rotation. The whole market's rotating. You're seeing Open Door absolutely explode. Look at Open Door, right? This thing is up in a couple weeks. It was at 51 cents. It jumped to 800. It jumped to $5. So it did a 10x in what, a month? 10 times your money. Why? Because there's so much damn liquidity coming into markets. What is liquidity? It's credit. Credit is, basically flooding markets, and the Fed hasn't even cut rates yet. You got to be bullish. I'm telling you guys, you got to stay bullish here. Okay. If anybody told you If anybody's telling you otherwise, they're full of crap. There is no recession. There is no inflation, right? None of that is coming. No inflation, no recession. Liquidity is coming. Everybody's leveraged up on technology. JP Morgan, right? They're about to start buying Bitcoin, and we're going to get to crypto. JP Morgan, what did he say? Jamie Dimon. So Jamie Dimon said they're going to do Bitcoin-backed loans in 2026, right? Super bullish. Deregulation, or the legalization of crypto in general, legalizing blockchain technology, putting in regulation for businesses to leverage. It's a new layer for the internet. It's a new layer of finance. This is the earliest asset. You have real estate, you have stocks and equities, right? And you can buy, crypto through stocks. You have a lot of ETFs. That's what's really happening here. JP Morgan is not going to custody Bitcoin and sell it to you. What they're going to do is they're going to get their crypto from one of these, or their Bitcoin, their Ethereum right now. They're talking about Ethereum. They're going to get their Ethereum from one of these ETFs, kind of like MicroStrategy, right? It's a leveraged play. So anyways, that's called BMNR. And now Kathy Wood's on it. Peter Thiel, the billionaire's in on it. Okay, man, there's so much bullishness. I don't even know where to start, right? But the point is, JP Morgan is now talking about Bitcoin-backed loans. Trump is talking about removing taxes for selling houses. There's just so much liquidity coming in here. A lot of regulatory tailwinds to drive adoption. We now have the Genius Act into law. What does that do? That opens up Web3. That opens up stable coins to basically be replicated into the financial system. So now, cash is going to be a token that settles instantly, faster, more efficient, more security, more transparency. That opens up the rest of Web3. You need cash in the blockchain ecosystem. You need some type of cash, stablecoins, in order to start tokenizing real estate, stocks, equities. They're all going to trade 24/7, right? Stocks and bonds are going to trade 24/7. It's coming. I'm just telling you guys, we're going to go over charts. You got to stay bullish, right? Right now, Tesla. You want Tesla, you want Ethereum, you want Chainlink. But here's what I'm doing. My Ethereum alternative is not going to be straight Ethereum. I like BMNR. That's what we're going to check out right now. But I want you to keep that in your head. The Fed is going to cut rates. You guys have been watching me for a while. I've called these out, okay? We've been super bullish, and you want to have Chainlink. You want to have Tesla right now. We're going to talk about these Bitcoin-backed ETFs. All right, so let's go to, we got to talk about market breadth also. All right. I always like to start with the macro. And if you guys want to see the charts here on keep pumping out content, you're crushing it. I appreciate you, B Alpha. I appreciate you. I'm trying to get everybody, like, this is the greatest bull market setup of all time. Why? Because you have the central banks and about to increase their liquidity. Okay. You have fiscal liquidity, which means the US Treasury, Donald Trump, the White House, whoever's in the White House, the government unleashing liquidity by cutting taxes. They're spending tremendously on what? AI, artificial intelligence, energy storage. You need more electricity, blockchain technology. That is the biggest one right now, I think, is blockchain. AI is huge, but AI is inside of Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, right? AI is already kind of out there, where crypto's still smaller. It's like throwing a rock. Crypto's a much smaller rock, which means you can launch it much. The biggest gains are going to be in crypto, right? Alt season has started. You have to be bullish here. So open door just exploding. No, I'm not saying go buy this. We'll see how what goes. They're saying it's going to be the next what was it, Carvana, right? Where it squeezed from $3 to 300. We'll see. That's 100x. That's insane. I wouldn't bet on that. But here's what I'm saying. Okay, BMNR. So right now, Ethereum. Let's go to Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum on a technical basis. Damn it, my phone's in the way. On a technical basis, Ethereum, you can see all these technicals. I'm sorry, you guys on over here, move to the YouTube channel so you can actually see, right? So you can see the charts. So Ethereum is at resistance right now. Okay, it's starting to cool off, but we're in the middle of an acceleration when it comes to trade. I think what's going to happen is, as we go into earnings season, a lot of people are going to be taking profits. We're up a lot. The S&P is up what? Let's see, where's the S&P up? The S&P is already up from the April lows, like what, 30%? What are we up? We're up 30% in a matter of 2-3 months. Okay. That's the strongest. That might be the strongest rally of all time. We're going to get a correction. Don't be delusional. Okay, some of you are too bearish. Oh my God. No, you can't be bearish. You have to be bullish. Number two, don't be delusional. You're going to get a pullback. That's your opportunity. You want to buy the dip. Stop buying, stop going out on the weekends, blowing your money, right? You need to be invested for your financial future. If you don't give a damn, then fine. You're on the wrong channel, right? You're on the wrong stream. So the S&P's up strong. The technicals are great. All the, the bearishness, blah, blah, blah. Look at that. Look at that price action. If you're not familiar with price action, that's totally fine. We got another crossover on MACD. If you want to see the charts, go to the YouTube. That's where the charts are at for you guys over here on TikTok. Okay. This is a strong bullish pattern. All right. Let's just go to BMNR. So Ethereum is going to catch up to Bitcoin. Let's go to Bitcoin dominance. Okay. And by the way, rates, look at rates. Rates are falling. I'm all over the place because I'm too excited. There's so many things I want to talk about here. We're going to go over individual stuff in a minute. So the 4.5% level is where rates are going to hurt markets. If you get above 4.5, right? Well, we keep hitting 4.5 and dropping. What's driving up rates is usually the anticipation or the expectation of too much inflation or the deficit, right? What does that mean? It means there's nobody to fund the bull market. Now the bull market is funded. How do we know that? Well, Trump just signed the biggest tax cut in history. That means there's more liquidity, right? There's more money coming into the system for the economy, the economic cycle, and for, companies that are leveraging AI, right? This is a battle against China and other world powers when it comes to technology. That's the real point here. That's all that matters when it comes to markets, is that there's support so that we, the US, I'm in the US, becomes the dominant player. That was the Great Reset. We're in phase 2 now of the Great Reset. The first one is shake things up. Number 2 is we need to find a buyer. Now we have a buyer. So that's why rates are not going above 4.5. The next phase of the economic cycle, right? The next phase of the Great Reset is the rate cut. Okay, that's the rate cut. We're going to get it tossed up. The market isn't going to wait for Fed to cut rates. The market just wants to hear Powell turn dovish. That's what we're going to get. So the 10-year is already dropping. If you guys don't see, how do you think Tesla, look at, you want Tesla. You better hope Monroe. Oh, that's Monroe. Okay, he knows. I thought you were some random. Tesla is, I wouldn't bet on Tesla on earnings. What you want is you want Tesla to drop. Just wait for earnings. Keep your eye on Tesla. We're going to go over the stock. It looks like people want to go over that, actually go over these bets. But I want to focus on a couple things here. So Trump unleashing liquidity. Powell's going to set up the rate cut. That's bullish. There's a race for Ethereum ETF like MicroStrategy. Remember, MicroStrategy has outpaced Bitcoin by 1.7%. Right now, it's not performing, okay? And that's fine. It's going to catch up. MSTR, I have a big trade on MSTR. But rates are down, so that's liquidity coming into the market. Financing is up. A lot of these crypto companies are raising money, right, to buy more crypto because it is becoming the collateral for the financial system. Not all cryptos, obviously, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and you have some other things, right? It's a huge ecosystem. Go read a blog on it. Actually, go to my website or go to my profile and go read up on Chainlink, right? Web3, all the stuff that's happening. You got to be bullish. This is the greatest bull market setup of all time. I keep telling you guys, right? So yeah, we're going to talk about Tesla, but first, MicroStrategy already broke out. This is actually at all-time highs. If you go through market cap, they're diluting their shares, but they're buying Bitcoin with it. They own 3% of the whole Bitcoin supply. They're the second biggest holder in the world as an institution, bigger than BlackRock. This is insane. You have to be bullish here, right? Next is the chase for Ethereum. That's what I want to point out. So MicroStrategy is a supercharged Ethereum bet or a Bitcoin bet, crypto bet. But MicroStrategy is at 125 billion market cap. Great. It can go to $1 trillion and who knows when. It probably goes to 250 billion at the end of this year, next year. Who knows? Maybe it takes longer. But the next bet is Ethereum. That is the big bet. So the question is, which company do you invest in? Who do you want to trade for Ethereum that becomes the next MicroStrategy? Because what's happening is these banks, these financial institutions are not going to custody their own Bitcoin. They're going to go to a company who's already custodied it, and they're going to offer it to their, to their depositors, because they're really depositors. They're going to offer it to their customers through one of these other strategies, right? So I think it's going to be BMNR, and I've been watching it for a while. We're going to hit Tesla. Don't worry. What else we got? Digital asset treasury. Exactly. Digital asset treasury. Did I miss anything? What's your biggest positions? My biggest position is Chainlink. And I wrote about that. I'll go over why. But my biggest position is Chainlink right now. I think it's the biggest risk reward in the entire market. Stocks and crypto risk reward over time. That might change. If it goes up to 50, hey, we'll see. I think it goes somewhere between 80 this cycle and it can go to 150, 170. That's what I think, right? I don't know where it goes. XRP trash. XRP is bigger than McDonald's and they solve nothing. Nobody even knows what it's doing, right? They don't have partnerships. Chainlink has partnerships. All right, back to BMNR. So BMNR is the asset treasury for Ethereum. Why do I know? Why do I think this? This is my proposition. Okay. Tom Lee, he's been the best market analyst, right? The best market analyst for the past 4 years. Tom Lee is the GOAT right now. Tom Lee, if you're not familiar with Tom Lee, sorry. If you do understand what Tom Lee's been doing, then you understand Tom Lee is not going to put his name on something that's not legit. BMNR is let's take off these technical indicators real quick. Let's just go to the market cap. Right now, the market cap's like what, 3 billion? It's at 2 billion. 2 billion market cap. I think it goes somewhere between 10 and 20 this cycle. Okay. As long as Ethereum continues to explode. So you have Tom Lee, okay, best market analyst right now. I mean, he called MicroStrategy, Bitcoin, Tesla, blah, 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 right? Then you have Peter Thiel, a billionaire who started Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, who started Palantir. Listen, if you know Palantir by now, you guys should know Palantir. We talked about this in 2022. Before anybody else, I said, go buy Palantir, best AI company in the world, right? Number one, pure AI is Palantir. Now everybody knows about them through 300 billion market cap. They're headed for $1 trillion. I think you want to wait to buy the dip on that though, right? You're going to get a nasty correction in Palantir eventually. So Peter Thiel is the founder of Palantir. Guess what? He's on the board of BitMine. Or maybe he's not on the board, but he just put a $9 million stake. He put a big stake in this. He doesn't touch anything unless it's a golden opportunity. So you have Tom Lee, you have Peter Thiel, and now you have Cathie Wood. Cathie Wood is choosing BitMine, right? So as long as Ethereum goes up, this is a leveraged play on Ethereum. You can go buy Ethereum. I mean, honestly, which one's better? It depends who you are, how you want to trade the market, right? So that's what BMNR is. Isn't XRP being used for banks? Hell no. XRP is trash. I'm sorry. I know I'm going to offend some of you guys, but XRP ain't doing nothing. At a 200 billion market cap, hell no. If it was at 20 billion, I'd say, hey, great. Trade XRP. You don't want to own it at these levels. Hell no, you don't want to own it at these levels. I can only, because I know people are going to get hurt. There's big whales. They're a bunch of scammers. They're the best marketing in the market, but in the short term, it's a voting machine. In the long term, it's a weighing machine. And I don't think XRP, I think it flattens out, okay? I don't think it has much juice. I hope it goes up. It has a beautiful trade for a chart, but over time, I just don't think so. So BMNR, okay, now here's your technicals for BMNR, right? BitMine. This is just a MicroStrategy of Ethereum, okay? They have the right people. And trust me, Peter Thiel can raise money. He's going to raise money. They're going to buy more Ethereum. They are leveraging Ethereum. So I'm waiting for this downtrend. I already have 100 shares right now. So not a huge, gigantic position, but they are moving up. Monroe, I'm going to get to your question on Tesla because Tesla is something you want to own right now. Everybody's crapping on Tesla. I think it's going to be the best performing Mag 7, right? So you have Amazon. Amazon's up there too. Amazon, Facebook, or Meta. Those three, Tesla, Amazon, and Meta, I like the most, but a Tesla, I think, is the best right now. Microsoft weight is up too much right now. I'm not bullish on Microsoft. Long term, of course, but best risk reward, no. Apple looks good actually for a trade. I'm actually taking a trade in Apple. Netflix up too much. Oh, here we go again. All right. I need a holder. Netflix up too much. Go to YouTube if you want to see the charts. It's much better visuals. Okay. So Tesla's gonna outperform. So back to BitMine. I know I'm all over the place, but there's a lot of comments here and there. People asking different things, and I want to get this out there. So BitMine's gonna break this level. I'm telling you guys, stay focused on BitMine, BMNR. Do not get scared. Don't go fully in. You don't want to go all out, right? But scale yourself in. Okay. As soon as it breaks, you're looking at the break of $50. That's probably where, once you get above 50, it's going to accelerate. You're just waiting for Ethereum to get that second pump. So BMNR is a leveraged Ethereum play. I think it does a 5x from here. It's going to be in the triple digits like it was before. It's going to pull off like a micro strategy. So watch BMNR. It continues to hold the 30 level. Look at this level, 40. It's the 40 level. Okay. It continues to hold the 40 level. And now that I see Kathy Wood is purchasing this, it's game over. It's game over. As Tesla goes up, Bitcoin goes up, Ethereum goes up. BMNR is probably the smallest one, and I think it goes higher. Coinbase just added futures trading, 10x leverage. What does that mean? Oh man, Coinbase added 10x leverage. Holy crap. Okay, I got to check that out too. So TikTok, real quick, let me make sure I get your guys' comments. I haven't streamed for a while. What's a good price point to jump in BMNR? I mean, obviously, how about Solana? Solana's a great trade. I think Solana will be solid, but I'm not a long-term bull on Solana. I'm a short-term bull on Solana. Look, crypto's bullish regardless. The question is, when the ocean pulls back, when the waves come back, who's going to be wearing shorts, right? I think a lot of these cryptos are going to be, a lot of these blockchains are going to be naked, meaning they don't solve a real-world issue big enough to sustain or to justify how big the market cap is. You can't keep growing that big. XRP is not going much bigger. I think XRP is going to peak out around $5 and get absolutely smashed. Okay. And I don't think it comes back. I hope it does for you if you have it. I'm just warning you guys, bro. I'm warning you. XRP does not have the fundamentals to back what they're saying. Okay. I don't want people to get hurt. If you know what you're doing and you're familiar with the space, then hey, do whatever. But a lot of people do not. So let's see. What is a good price? Okay, BMNR, we got that. Throw your comments on listen, the YouTube's gonna be a way better stream. All right. I need to get started here. I don't want to make this too long. All right, so I got Isaiah's comments on there. What up? Yep, there you go. PNC Bank introduces options to allowing buying, selling, holding. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so listen, the crypto space is by far the most bullish. Bitcoin's about to break out. I just wanted to signal here. BMNR is a great trade. MicroStrategy, MSTR, is also pulling back. Okay, if you want to mess with equities, it's a little easier to mess with equities than to go into crypto. It's cheaper unless you're on Robinhood. But a lot of these stocks are going to move faster because of their strategy. They're going to move faster than crypto as a trade, as a long-term investment. I'd rather just own pure Bitcoin. I'd rather just own pure Ethereum. But if you want to trade it because you're out of capital and you want to still be exposed, I would go with BMNR. Okay. So yeah, MicroStrategy climbing higher. This is a good little pullback. It's starting to move up. Right. And then when this thing climbs, it climbs. So BMNR, MicroStrategy. We're going to move to Tesla, but first let me hit the comments. Okay. So we have, just so you guys know, you have Coinbase who added futures, right? Thank you, Isaiah. 10x leverage. No suggestions there. Trading is, you can really lose it with trading. You just want to hold. I met a guy at the gym, not a met a guy. I know a guy at the gym. I hope he's on here. He already got out of Chainlink. Chainlink ripped higher and he got out. And I'm like, bro, we're just getting started. He's like, what do you mean? Listen, crypto moves off liquidity. Okay. The Fed hasn't really even given that much liquidity, but so China has, Europe has. Liquidity is all over the place. Global money supply is exploding. Liquidity will only continue to climb, right? You also have liquidity from the equity market or from companies, right? Meta dropping hundreds of billions in electricity or data centers for electricity generation. That's why you have Iran, IREN exploding, because they're one of the top Bitcoin mining or crypto mining / high performance computing names. They generate electricity through renewable energies, hydro, electricity, nuclear, you name it. They're in Texas, right? They're moving up. I mean, they were at $5 and now they're at 20. So I wouldn't say buy it now. It's up a little too much. The next one is Wolf, just like them. Wolf is in the newsletter. All this stuff, like when I do a stream, I'm trying to answer a lot of stuff in my head. It's not very organized. If you want more organization, go to my newsletter. I need to get this thing held up. I decided to stream on TikTok at the last second. I didn't have, my phone is being held by something else. So back to it. Go to the newsletter, check out in my profile, just subscribe, and then you're gonna get the newsletter. Whether it's macro, all my stock picks, portfolio, construction, XYZ, whatever, right? It's free. Just go check it out. Like, it just gives you ideas. Okay. We're in a very strong bull market. So I think Wolf is going to get squeezed. We're going to go over some of these trades, but Wolf is the same thing as IREN. They also do, Bitcoin mining. And a lot of this regulation that's being pulled back is going to perpetuate them. I think the short flow is like 30%. So this is a short squeeze. And we're going to go over a couple of the other short squeezes. But I wanted to make sure that you guys understand you should be bullish right now. This is the strongest bull market setup for a long time. All right. Isaiah, what does that mean? Are you talking about Coinbase futures? I'm not sure what you meant by what does that mean. Solana is bullish if private companies decide to deploy stable coins on it. Okay, there we go. So there's from a computer engineer. Solana is very bullish long term. It's going to be bullish now, but long term is bullish if private companies. So we say private, are we talking institutions, banks, corporations, if they decide to deploy stable coins on the Solana chain? So your Solana is competing with Ethereum. I'm going to take Solana every day. I'm going to trade Solana. I'm sorry, Ethereum every day. I'm going to trade Solana. Don't get me wrong. It's going higher, but I'm making my bet on Ethereum. Okay. And really my biggest bet is at Chainlink, because just wait, you're going to see. So yeah, if they deploy stable coins on Solana, great. We're getting a little technical here. Jervine, what up? PNC Bank, one of the biggest regional banks, introduces options to allow. So listen, we're very bullish here. You don't need to know all these details. I appreciate it, Jervine. Not you, but the new guys on here. You got to stay bullish. So what I want to go to next is the technicals. We're gonna go over some technicals. So if you're on TikTok, go to the YouTube stream so you can see the charts. What do I think about small caps? I love those questions also. Just say them again. I might miss your question. What do I think about small caps? I'll give you my small caps. I have a list of everything that I am very bullish on. There's a lot of stuff moving higher. But I want to make sure you guys know this too before I lose you. There's going to be a correction soon, right? For my technical analysis, we're going to see a correction. It'll be nice. You want that correction. That's when you want to start buying the dip on the best plays. You want to own technology. Industrials look great, right? Big fund managers are like, oh, let's buy this industrial stock. Hey, you want to buy the future if you're young, okay? Even gold technicians on higher time frames gold looks great too. Yeah, gold is definitely moving higher. All right, let's go through some of these trades. So you have ARK Invest in Bitmine. You have JP Morgan starting their whole Bitcoin backed loans. You have to be bullish on crypto right now. All right, we're just getting started. The ETH race is on. So SBET. Okay, let's do this one. SBET. This is another Ethereum bet. We're gonna go over the technicals so you guys can see. This is forming a nice little flag pattern, right? You can see the stochastics, the MACD, everything's picking up. I don't think it's ready yet. I still like Bitmine better. But this one looks good. This is just to show you that, hey, like a lot of these stocks are, this narrative, ETH treasury or micro strategy, right? For ETH, this narrative is going to work. Now that's a beautiful pattern, right? It looks technically fresher than Bitmine, but I'm going to go with Bitmine. Peter Thiel is going to raise money. ARK Invest is going to raise money. They're going to get more Ethereum. I think they're going to lead with Ethereum, the entire market. And it's basically an ETF, and it's game over from there. I know I keep saying that, but I just can't say it enough so you remember. I want it to stick in your head. All right, MicroStrategy, you already went over it. Chainlink, biggest bet for me. I want more Link. Can't have enough, right? And it's you're early on this. Not everybody's early on Bitcoin. They think it's up too much, even though it's going to 1,500,000. Or I think the next cycle we hit 500,000. This cycle, I think we hit somewhere between 185 to 250. We don't know. We'll see. The Fed will cut. Liquidity is coming in. What is the biggest headwind? The biggest headwind is probably just the market goes up too much and you get a big correction, right? The biggest headwind might be long-term interest rates, the 10-year going up too fast, above 4.5. Other than that, everything looked great, okay? So Chainlink technicals, right? It's already breaking, it's breaking the downtrend. It's a little overheated. We are overbought for sure. We're overbought. I think if we do have a pullback for Chainlink, okay, we're looking at what, 20, not 20, we're looking at like 18, right? The breakout for me was always 18. Once you get above that 18 and a half, whatever, that was the breakout. So I think we come back to 18, possibly 17. You want to buy that dip. You want to buy that dip. You still holding Bukowski? What up, Bukowski? Haven't seen you for a minute. Making sure you guys are good there. Solana. Ah, damn it. All right, cool. So Chainlink, you definitely want to own Chainlink, and we'll go over the narrative if you guys want to. Anyways, so we got Link, right? You want to see the pullback on Link. We can do so many different technicals. Look how beautiful this chart is, though. Look at that. And of course, I'm biased. I mean, shoot, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm biased as hell. I've done the research. Go read the report on Chainlink I put out, right? It is the internet of blockchain. It is almost like owning the internet. Think of it this way: all computers, what are they worth? What are all computers worth in iPhones if they don't connect to another network, right? If you can't call or text another person, what is it worth? Not much, right? Blockchains, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, XRP, all of them do not connect natively to other blockchains. They can't actually do business without a connection. Chainlink is the dominant connection. It is the whole ecosystem of Web3 needs Chainlink. And it is by far the best technology to do that, right? So it's not just a connection, it's providing also security, which is the biggest thing. You need security. It's providing automation. The tokenization of all real world assets literally needs this underlying core infrastructure to work. Okay. The total addressable market is right now, it's 25 billion. It's headed for 30 trillion by 2030, according to analysts, right? So that is the biggest, fastest rise of any asset class, right? Of any theme, in my view, from what I've seen. AI is bigger, but AI isn't growing that quick. I'm telling you, I just can't say it enough. You want to be bullish on Chainlink. I know you guys are sick of it, but you'll thank me later. You will thank me later, right? So Chainlink's moving higher. Look, it's barely starting to cross on the MACD. There we go again. Stupid phone. We're barely starting to cross on the MACD. Okay. You don't want to really, if you guys are trading this, you don't really want to get bearish or shave off until we get above 30. I think the all-time high for Chainlink is not 50. It is a market cap all-time high. And that all-time high is around 33 to 35, somewhere around there. Who knows? Why? Because of dilution. It happens all the time. But they have a max supply of 1 billion tokens, right? So unlike XRP, who can create more tokens, Chainlink cannot. It's more like Ethereum and Bitcoin. Or actually, Ethereum might be able to create more, but they burn Ethereum also at the same time. So that's very bullish. We're going to go over other stocks. I'm just excited about this. Once I saw Kathy Wood, I'm like, hey, Bitmine, you want to own some Bitmine? Had a child been occupied? All right, Bukowski. Hey, Bukowski, congratulations. You had a child. I need to catch up. Okay. Next, we're going to move to, what do we got on the header here? So Trump is pumping liquidity. Powell's going to cut rate. Dude, you got to be bullish. You got to be bullish. What are my picks? Go to my newsletter. Go check out. You'll see my picks. You'll see what I'm bullish on, right? SBIT, MicroStrategy, Chainlink. Okay, let's go to short squeeze. I'm sorry, I put the ticker wrong on Facebook. It's SEDG, Solar Edge Technologies. This thing is squeezing. Okay, it is squeezing like a mother. So this is starting to squeeze. We called this out, I think, at the beginning of the week or even last week. I think it was last week. Now it's actually starting to squeeze. It's making new highs, higher lows, lower highs. This is a trade. This is not investment. I would not want you to invest in, like, don't invest in solar edge technology, right? You want to trade it maybe 6 months. My trades are 3 to 6 months or maybe a year. They're not short term. Google and Tesla. Yes, we're going to get to Google and Tesla. Damn it. Too many things going on. Anyways, solar edge technology is squeezing. I just wanted to point this out. This has a lot of potential. Okay, we're talking. Let's go ahead and do a little fib. Let's go here. Oh, I did that backwards. I did the fib backwards. Let's go. My bad. That's because I'm trying to look at my stream. No excuses, huh? I'm trying to look at 2 different screens. This is kind of hard. All right, let's do it. Let's go here. Okay. Oh, you know what? I got the wrong tool on here. All right, no wonder. Got the wrong tool. All right, let's calm it down a little bit. Let me calm down. I knew something was up. All right. So Solar Edge Technologies, here's the squeeze potential, right? We're looking at a 1.618 squeeze to 48. I just rolled some long-term options down because I'm thinking it goes to 40 pretty quickly. And all I'm saying is this thing can really move. It's probably going to peak out around 60. That's where I got it. I think Solar Edge goes to 60. It's probably a double from here in the short run. Now it's still in a downtrend. So once it rips, it doesn't mean it's going back to all-time highs. It pulls back. You want to see the price action. You want to see the narrative. You don't want to just invest in it blindly. This is a trade. Okay. This is not an investment. This is a trade. Solar Edge Technology, or else it would be on the self-investing playbook. It's not on there. All right. So check out Solar Edge. Very high. There's so much liquidity coming into markets. There's going to be a short squeeze. I know a lot of people want to look at Tesla. We'll go ahead and look at Tesla. Okay. You definitely want to own Tesla, not just a trade. Let me see if I missed anything here. Damn, this thing keeps falling on me. All right. You want to own Tesla. You have Tesla earnings. So let's talk about this a little bit. Tesla earnings are coming up. Tesla's hard to gauge. You can't just guess on Tesla. If you have a leap call at least 6 months out, you should be good, right? You should be good. If you own shares, I always suggest, not financial advice, you want to own the shares. Just own the shares. But if you're more experienced and you're like, hey, I want to take advantage of this, I got leap calls 2026 strikes, or I'm sorry, expiry 2026. I think it's September 2026. So about a year and a half out, right? A year and 3 months out. And the strike is like 650. So I think we're going above and beyond all-time highs by the end of this year. And by next year, we should be really moving on. Okay. And everybody's like, why isn't it moving? Tesla's going down. No, bro, this is what you want. You want it down. You want there to be no sentiment. You don't want to buy it higher. You want to buy it lower. It's forming two wedges. Okay. The momentum is climbing. The RSI on the daily is above the midpoint. That means it's accelerating. If we go to the weekly RSI, it's also above the midpoint. It's accelerating. Look at that big wedge. Okay. It's been consolidating for how many years? For 4 years. It's been consolidating for 4 years. Tesla is going to rip. Stop being fooled. It's going to rip. You want to own Tesla though. You can trade it, but you want to own it. You definitely want to own Tesla. I think it's going to outperform all the Max 7. Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Nvidia, right? Apple looks good too as a trade, but I don't want to own Apple. I think they're being disrupted. They're slowing down, but I definitely want to trade it. Now, if you're a beginner, sure, Apple's a safe bet. If you're you're very cautious, Apple's great. Apple's great. Okay, I just want to make sure that I have no questions there. All right, good. So Tesla looks really good. What does it do before earnings? I know Monroe asked that. I don't know. Typically, it moves about 10% up or down. Why am I freezing here, bro? Typically, it moves about 10%. So let's just try to eye it out. It's either going up 10%. So we're thinking 360. If that's the case, it's breaking out. It's game over. Honestly, I'd rather it pull back because I want to get another contract in. So let's say 10% down. We're looking at Tesla retesting about 300. So I'm going to go ahead and box it up for you. I'm going to box it for you guys. And let's go ahead and say Tesla is going to move somewhere between 360 and 300 right after earnings. Okay. And this is just an eyeball. 360. Just eyeballing it somewhere between 360 and 300. Okay. And there's too many tailwinds for Tesla. Forget everything you hear. There's way too many tailwinds. All right. I might have to turn this sideways. It just keeps falling. It's all right. It's not like you guys are watching charts anyway. Just do it right here. All right, cool. All right. So I'm going to keep it like that. It just keeps falling, messing up the damn stream. So 360 to 300. It doesn't matter. Once it clears 360, Tesla's gone. Okay. What does Google look like? I'm going to come back to Tesla, but what does Google look like? Which one's better? Google's already accelerating. Honestly, Google looks good. I like Google. But does it have more potential than Tesla? Hell no. Waymos are not better than Teslas. It's not going to happen. Okay. YouTube's a monster though, because YouTube might actually disrupt Netflix, right? So I'm still very bullish on Google. I just don't trade it. I don't have unlimited capital, or else I would throw a trade on. You can't have everything. I think Tesla has the most to squeeze. There's way more juice in Tesla, even though it's super overvalued. Okay, go be a value investor. Good luck. Value investing doesn't work if you're trying to capitalize. You want to be a growth investor right now. You want disruptive technology. Value investors are getting destroyed. Okay. So Tesla's valuation is so high because it's changing the world. The end game isn't just robo taxis, energy storage, energy generation, humanoid robots, what is it? They also creating chips. They're going to create an iPhone. They're creating gigantic manufacturing facilities, industrial manufacturing facilities. They're going to be building houses, anything to do with shelter. They're going to be building commercial real estate, warehouses for manufacturing, anything manufacturing, industrial, airplanes, weaponry, anything that's built by a machine. They're going to do it better. They're going to do it cheaper. That's the big bull case for Tesla. It becomes a super manufacturing giant. Okay. Cheaper, faster, better. So I see Tesla at a $10 trillion asset. What are we at? 1 trillion, a 10x by 2035, right? Now, why not faster than anything else? We'll see how, bear case, it goes up 5x. It's going to go up a lot more though. It's going to be in the thousands, I think, in 2026, 2027. Let's say 2027, right? And this isn't just based off Tesla. This is based off of the extreme macro setup. This is the best macro setup I've ever seen. The Fed hasn't even cut yet. They cut rates. Investors get very bullish on that. Big money gets very bullish. That's free money, right? It's not going towards real estate. It's going towards these damn assets, right? So Tesla forming the wedge pattern. It's going to be breaking out. It's trending higher. What's a good price? Get in before 350. Anything below 400 to me, very bullish. Once we start pressing 500, you have a lower risk reward. I still want to own it, but your risk reward is lower. This is the good risk reward right now when it comes to Tesla. Okay. So we're grinding higher. What up? Waymo's been expanding at a rapid pace. Waymo's good. I'm not saying Waymo's bad. I mean, Waymo's cool, right? They're gonna make money also. That's why I like Google. But to capitalize or just to understand if you took a Waymo and then you took a Tesla, let's say you did 10 of them, over time you're gonna pick the damn Tesla. Can you go over Lemonade? Yeah, we're gonna go to Lemonade. All right, I'm spending a lot of time on this. Anyways, Tesla's going to blow up, right? Anything under 400 is great. The technicals are sound, right? RSI is moving up. Let's go to that monthly really quick. The monthly is the bigger time frame. It's consolidating. Tesla's literally just winding up. It is winding up. And the thing is, when it rips, it's going to rip so quick, you're going to get nervous. You're going to, do I buy it? Oh my God, it's up too much. You think it's up too much now? You got to be kidding me. Don't listen to these fools that hate Tesla because of their politics. They're idiots. It doesn't matter who's in the damn office. Tech is going higher. But guess what? Some presidents are more bullish than others. Okay. So on the daily chart, we have Tesla starting to really expand on that MACD. I'm very bullish on Tesla right now. Very bullish on Tesla. All right. Let's go. Yeah, we're going to hit Lemonade. What's next though? We have Solar Edge, Open Door. Like, I didn't really want to talk about Open Door too much. I'm going to keep my eye on it. There's a lot of hype here. It can squeeze, but if it gets down, let's use volume profile. Oh, okay. So it's already back to where it was. All right. If Open Door gets down to $2.50 or $2, I think it's a buy from there, right? $2, $2.50. That's all I have to say about it right now. Other than that, I don't want to, it's up a lot. You don't want to chase this. I'm not saying it can't squeeze higher, but you might want to get like 2027 leap calls on this and just let it squeeze if we're going to get that short squeeze, because the Fed's going to cut. There's going to be so much liquidity. We're going to squeeze much higher. Okay. Next we have, I'm going to get to Lemonade. UNH. Here's another trade. Selling puts on this one. UNH, you guys already know what happened with UNH, United Healthcare, blah, blah, blah. This thing got so, I can't say certain words on here because I'll get banned or whatever. UNH is down way too much. It looks like CrowdStrike, CRWD. Remember when CrowdStrike got absolutely obliterated, and you go to the weekly chart, right? You go to the weekly chart and CrowdStrike's RSI. Oh no, here it is right here on the weekly. CrowdStrike's RSI almost went down to 40 on the weekly. Now that's a reset. When you get all the way down to 40 on the RSI, that's a big reset. It's starting, and then once it starts to gather, you got to sell puts on this. You got to sell puts even lower, right? At least 45 days out, 60 days out. That's a safe bet. You sell puts for you traders out there. If you're not familiar with that, just ignore it. It's going to give you a free lunch. I mean, you're getting a free lunch here, right? The market is too bullish. It's going to continue to rip higher. You can buy calls, but for UNH, I don't know if UNH just goes back to all-time highs. It's not a momentum trade. It's not a growth stock. It's a defensive, it's health insurance. It's a defensive value stock. It's not a growth stock, but it is going to bounce. It is going to bounce, and they're going into earnings. Typically, when something's getting destroyed going into earnings, that's the worst of the worst, and then it bounces. So I'm selling puts on this. I think my expiration is August 29th or something. I might pull it to September. I'm still wavering on that. But UNH is another trade. Okay, it's just down too much. Do what you got to do, right? Do what you got to do. Next we have, you want to just jump to Lemonade? Let's just go to Lemonade. Okay, Lemonade's a great. Now this is a play on AI insurance. I signaled it the other day. On a technical basis, let's just go to the monthly chart, kind of zoom out and see what are we working with here. Okay, all-time highs were 190. I mean, it almost went to 200. Realistically, let's say 150. That's where a lot of the candlestick action was. How diluted is it, right? Don't believe everything. Is it diluted? Might be at all-time highs already. How diluted is it? No, it's not. It's actually not too diluted. What do I mean by that? If they are offering more shares, then a lot of times the price fools you. You think, oh, this thing has room to grow to all-time highs, like as if stocks just have to go back to all-time highs. But when you look at market cap, that tells you what was the history of the market cap. So you want to see market cap growth, not price growth. They can manipulate the prices all the time. Happens all the time. So I like that. That's a positive check for Lemonade, which means they haven't really diluted the shares. Okay, that's going to be positive for investors. Number two, it broke out of a long consolidation. So it is now, it's now in a phase 2 acceleration. The first phase is it broke out, came back, it held that support. So you get the break, the retest, the break of 25, the retest of 25, it held, it actually moved higher, took another burst. Where's the MACD at? MACD is still accelerating. Okay, great. RSI is above the mid-range, so it's still in momentum phase. This is on the monthly. Let's go to the weekly. Let's dial it down. And it's forming a bull. It looks like zometry. It's forming a bullish. I mean, I think it already broke out. It broke out of the flag. This is the flag pattern that it broke out of, right? Flag, 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 boom, broke out. Now it's consolidating at the previous highs. This is a very excellent technical chart. Lemonade, LMND, very, very good chart. Now, the insurance business, the reason I like it, it's a lot like ELF, defensive growth, meaning their business model for insurance or the insurance sector is defensive. If the economy slows, a lot of investors will rotate into insurance like Progressive, even if inflation goes up, because people still have to pay their insurance, right? It doesn't change, economic cycles don't change how much people pay on insurance. It changes how much they spend going out to like Chipotle or, how many are they going to buy a new car? It doesn't change insurance. So this is a good defensive play for a slowing economy. Also, their growth are in AI. So that you got AI, you have defense, and you have growth because they're still in the growth phase of the business. They're disrupting other insurance companies. How big is that market? It's probably a $50 billion market. I mean, total addressable market. Lemonade is at a $3 billion market cap. I think it can head to 15 billion market cap. That's a 5x from here. That's a $200 stock sometime between the second half of 2026 and 2027, right? Maybe it takes little longer, but I think it can really explode given the macro setup. Okay. Now when it comes to the technicals on the weekly, the momentum technicals, it's consolidating, but it's already broken out. So it's starting to lift. It's holding up here at 38. Okay. It's grinding higher. It's lost a little bit of momentum though, but stochastics say that it is grinding higher. This thing is squeezing. It's not going to have the perfect technicals, but Lemonade Insurance, I'm very bullish on. And this is, like I said before, this is something you want to own. This is not just a trade. This is something you want to own. But if you just want to trade it, great. So Lemonade looks good. Is there anything else I'm missing here? I believe there were some increases in the price target by a couple firms. And if you want to read about their competitive edge, go to the bio. I have a whole generated, AI generated, based on my queries, right? My queries on what I want to see for a competitive moat. They have a pretty strong moat. That moat should increase. Just go look up Lemonade. I'm just giving you the signals. Okay. So it looks good. As long as it holds, I want to say 40. As long as it holds above 40, it's going to have a burst. It's going to have a burst. It's going to have a breakout burst pretty soon, right? That's Lemonade. All right, let's go to, we're at 50 minutes. I want to keep this at 1 hour. I don't want to go too far. We can talk questions a little after. We also have Cooler Technology. Okay, Cooler has changed their price. They hold a lot of Bitcoin. This is a micro cap stock, so it can really fly. It's a 250 million market cap. It got to $1 billion before. They did dilute though. Let's see how much they diluted. How much did they dilute? And they raised money, I believe, to buy more Bitcoin. This is the trend. This is the trend. All right, how much did they dilute? Let's keep bringing this up. Let's take this off. All right, so I like to look at small caps. This isn't even small cap. This is micro cap, right? It's not a nano cap. Nano caps are, those are tricky. Nano cap is below 50 million. You got to be careful with those. Those are mostly trades, not really investments, unless you just throw a very small amount, right? So we got Cooler. Now, Cooler, look, BlackRock owns this. A lot of companies own this. They do battery technology, okay? Battery technology is one of the biggest themes because you have the energy generation, but you need batteries to not overheat. You need them to advance so that they hold, and they don't overheat, but they hold the energy, because the entire grid is going to be a bunch of batteries, right? You're going to have batteries everywhere for a lot of systems. We're getting away from internal combustion engines. We're getting away from oil, right? So these are gonna move higher. They worked for, they did a lot of stuff for NASA, so they've already proven that they're a solid company. The valuation is up. They don't have revenue. They need to make more money. Okay, their financials need to improve, but the stock is tradable. The stock is investable at a very small. You want to be small. You don't want to be big in this. All right. So, anyways, Cooler Technologies, holding around 5. You want to wait for the breakout here. Okay. How much did they dilute those? Kind of the question. So if I look at market cap, they're at the same point they were here. Damn it. TikTok is so annoying, dude. That's why I don't freaking stream on TikTok. I guess there's a bunch of bots. Let me answer some questions here. Let me take this off. There's a bunch of bots on there. I know it's a messed up platform. But move to YouTube if you can. Jonathan, I personally think it's a good tier 1. Let's see. What did we say? Okay, I know I missed a couple comments. Let me just double check. Let me see. Let me double check here. Double check. Nah, we'll go back down. Okay. What are you guys talking about here? All right, I'm gonna go back to it. Okay, so OPTT, right? So we already went over Cooler. Did Cooler dilute a lot? Really not that much. It's not too diluted. Okay, I thought it was worse. Anyways, all-time high market cap is 1 billion. It's sitting at, so this thing could quadruple, right? Especially with Bitcoin rising, especially with rate cuts. That's the key here. When the Fed cuts rates or announces it, expect a lot of these small caps to absolutely rip if you're a trader. If not, don't mess with it. You don't want to lose money. Just stay the safe route. Don't be messing around chasing things just because it looks good, right? Make sure you have a plan. If you need coaching, hit me up. Or join the Discord, right? Join the Discord. I put it in the YouTube link if you want to check that out. So we have OPTT. This is another power generation. This thing freaking broke out. I missed it. I've been watching it forever. I'm waiting for a small pullback. This is ocean wave technology. So they're using waves from the ocean. I actually would invest in this, not just to trade. I would invest in this. I'll throw a little bit in here. It's 140 million market cap. So it's a micro cap stock. Okay. This one's very diluted. The all-time high is, I think it's already headed for all-time highs. Don't worry about the price action. Just focus on this. I know a lot of people do that. They'll go back to the all-time high and think, oh, this is where it's headed. Nah. Okay. So how big can this be? I think it's going to get around 750 million. It's not going to be in the billions anytime soon, but they do have government contracts. They need a scale. They're probably going to evolve their business. But ocean wave technology is very interesting, right? Because the waves in the ocean that's unlimited power. If they can turn this into some type of industrial machine, I really like this. OPTT, right? Don't get too deep in it though. Stay, because there's a lot of good, crypto's probably the most solid thesis right now. All right, I'm talking about Chainlink. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Next we have Apple, AMD, CRISPR, Lemonade, Apple. Let's go to CRISPR really quick. We've been signaling CRISPR for a while. So CRISPR is breaking out of this long consolidation. Okay. It's probably going to chill for a second. I always said above 70 is where the real breakout is. It's getting stuck at 70. Okay. Here's your 70 mark. It's starting to get stuck around 70. I think it needs to consolidate. If it pulls back, even better, right? But it is starting to violate this long-term downtrend, and you really want to get above anchored VWAP. That's where the volume weighted average is, okay? So once we hold anchored VWAP, look at our RSI. Look at our RSIs in it should continue to accelerate on the weekly chart. This is the blow off top. MACD straight up. This is great. It's accelerating. If you're holding, just hold. Also, you want to be long. Do not do short-term options in this. You're going to get destroyed because the way you play these biotechs, you want time for when the regulation hits or when they announce something on earnings. Okay? You want time. You don't want to be short-term trading this stuff. It's not sustainable. Make sure you give it time. Just own the shares. It's way easier. Just own the shares. All right. So CRISPR looks great, though. This is a long-term bet on gene editing, solving what? We're solving big problems here. We want to own the things that are solving the big problems in the future. Big Pharma is trash. We hate it. It's done with. Our new culture is switching over. Gene editing is a lot safer, right, than Big Pharma. It could be, I know there's things that happen in gene editing, but it doesn't matter. It's the future, right? It is the future. And crops is another big one. We're editing crops so that they don't get destroyed. So you have more food supply. So food prices go lower. So I think this will be adopted by the government, this gene editing technology, because you can edit the genes of food, different, components in food. And I'm not an expert on that, but I've read the research. As a matter of fact, you can go read on my newsletter, go search CRISPR on my profile, and you can see a breakdown on their competitive edge. Who are the competitors? What are they trying to do? A more detailed breakdown. These are moat analysis or competitive analysis. So CRISPR looks great. I don't think it's a great entry right now, though. Not a great entry right now. You should be holding if you already are. Wait for the pullback. Okay. And then we have AMD just chugging along. Boy, what charts are these? I haven't used these charts for a minute. So you have AMD just chugging along here, just grinding higher. I like AMD. I want to see a little more consolidation. We're heading into earnings. AMD is hot. AMD is very hot right now. I sniff a pullback though. Okay, I'm sniffing a pullback. If it doesn't really break out into earnings or before earnings season, I think we're going to come back to 140, possibly 130. That's a great entry. Okay, that's a great entry. Matter of fact, let's use the why is this stupid VWAP on here? Who's doing this? Okay, we want to use anchored VWAP. Let's go ahead and hit anchored VWAP. Damn, where's my anchored VWAP at? Am I blind here? Okay, there we go. All right, so let's go to the previous high. It's above anchored VWAP. So this might be a good support. Why is it doing that? Okay. I think it's the settings. Probably the settings. Anyways, AMD looks great. Okay. I want to see a pullback into 140. That'd be great. 140 pullback support. Boom. I'm getting long again. I already sold a lot of my options on here because I sniff a pullback into earnings. It always happens. If the market is very hot going into earnings, you're going to get a reset. They're going to cover. And that's going to be a good entry point. You just got to pick your spots. Okay. Next, we have CRISPR Apple, AAPL. Okay. Apple is currently, Apple looks really good. Apple looks good. Now, when it comes to Apple, they're going to come out with their own AI. They're coming out with their own AI. It's coming. It's just a matter of time. Remember, they didn't have the first iPhones, right? Or the first mobile phones. They waited and they made sure their product was solid. Boom. And they came out with the best thing. So Apple's going to kill it. I mean, they got the damn iPhone, right? It's the most popular product. So I don't like buying Apple when it's just ripping higher. I like to buy Apple when nobody likes it, when it's down big. That's when you want to own Apple. Okay. The technicals look really good. The momentum looks really good on the weekly. I usually never take trades on Apple, but this thing is looking really solid. Okay. Let's go. Boom, boom. Where's our price target? My price target is somewhere between 270, and this is over the next 6 months, 270 to 300. That sounds crazy, right? Over the next 6 months, but I'm telling you, the amount of liquidity coming in the market, plus the AI narrative, plus the Fed is cutting rates, plus investors are bullish. I think we go to all-time highs at 250. I think we surpass all-time highs, and we're looking at maybe into 2026, 300, right? So I'm very bullish on Apple at this point as a trade. Do I want to own Apple? It's great, but it's basically S&P 500, right? Same thing. That's me though. I want to own more disruptive technology. All right, what are we missing here? Filter protect the stupid dear. All right. So what else we have? I'm gonna start talking more just what's going on in the market. Oh, drones and home builders. Okay, look, as the Fed talks about cutting rates here, home builders, here's your ETF. Just go look up all the names inside the CTF, but I have a couple of them. Home builders are going to do well once you start cutting rates, right? Real estate is the largest total addressable market. It's like 350 trillion. It's not a fast growing, it's very diluted, obviously, but the point is there's so much money in here. When you cut rates, you accelerate liquidity so much. So I'm very bullish on home builders. The pattern's already bottomed out. This is ITB, home construction. You can probably find some other plays on this, but I wanted to point out you want to look at home builders and also the healthcare sector. So let's go to, is it real estate? Do we want to see real estate? Let's go to real estate plays. Open Doors ripping, that's one of them, right? You have Open Door, you have Equinox. Where's the actual home builders? Do I have them on here? I might have them under consumer discretionary. Here's a good one. Builders First Source, right? This one looks really good. Technicals look solid. A lot of these are recovering. Yeah, I think it's under consumer discretionary because that's usually where you see the home builder stuff. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. So a couple good names for home builders if you're interested in that. Everybody has their different sauce. Toll Brothers. Look at that chart. Amazing chart. Toll Brothers is breaking out. It is accelerating. This is the weekly also. I always use the weekly chart. You have KB Homes. Looks great. You have Lennar. Dang, I got to get my face in the camera for those shorts. You have Lennar Corporation. You have DR Horton. Ooh. Oh, look at it. It's already ripping. It's already ripping because the Fed is going to cut. The Fed is going to cut. DR Horton is ripping already. Now, does it have more upside than crypto? Hell no. That's why I'm just like, these are trades, right? I mean, ITB, but they look like they're good trades though. They're good trades, right? I think the best rotation is if crypto's up so much and you want to take profits, then these are still lagging behind. Boom, you rotate in them, right? But that's a little higher level. I wouldn't suggest that. What else we got in here? Make sure I covered all the oh, we got the Cortez. Okay. Okay. I feel it. I need that thing, by the way. I need it soon. All right. So healthcare. Let's go over some healthcare stocks, right? Because I think we're going to get a rapid, these are overblown to the downside. Okay. These are overblown to the downside. Biotechs, I think, have a lot of upside. So we have Gilead. Where is it? Gilead Science? Gilead Sciences? Where you at? So here we go. Biotech. Oh, it's already moving up. Okay. It's already broken out. Okay. Once it hits above all-time highs, it's going to be good. This is the one I like right here, Illumina. Now, I haven't signaled it in the newsletter yet because I need to do a little more research to see where they're at. But the setup is, I mean, it was at what, 560? And we're at 90. This is a 5x return back to all-time highs. It's going to take a couple years, but that's a good bet. Also, they are in the gene editing space, right? So we're talking, and I need to do more research. I want to make sure the narrative is solid. Market cap 16 billion. Oh, this thing can fly. This thing can fly. Okay. Illumina Technologies. I might actually get me a leap call pretty soon. And they should have good the options chain probably sucks. Anyways, you have Illumina, you have Moderna. Hell no. Forget the vaccines. I'm sorry if you're a vaccine person, forget your little wussy story. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't mean to disrespect nobody, but vaccines, you got to be careful. You got to do your research, right? You can't be bullish on a stock just because vaccines. You got to be bullish on the stock because they're going to make money with vaccines, right? In general, I don't trust these damn companies when it comes to vaccines. Too much research. Call it conspiracy theorists, but I mean TikTok, TikTok people get mad. They're just like a lot of liberals. And liberals are cool. They got the best restaurants. They got the best conversations usually, but they get their feelings hurt so easy. They let politics get in. Conservatives too let politics get in the way of investing. In 2023, by the way, when Joe Biden was in office, I said, look, this is a bull market. And all the conservatives were pissed. They're like, no, inflation's going to take over. And don't matter, bro. Does not matter. It does not matter. The market is the deep state. The market determines what's going to happen. The market's going to grow off of technology. And what did Joe Biden do? Boom, technology, right? Semiconductors. We had the big chip rotation. AI started in chips, ChatGPT, NVIDIA, AMD. There's so many chip sectors, right? And now it's crypto. AI is already a strong thing, but now it's crypto. So it doesn't matter who's in office. The market is going higher. Get out of your feelings. I'm sick of that stuff. I'm sorry. The reason I say it because people are like, I'm not going to invest. You're stupid. That's stupid. You got to be long. The market only goes up. Right now, Trump is deregulating crypto. There is a big chase. You got to be long. You got to be long. Also, Tesla, right? Oh, well, I don't like Elon Musk. Oh, stupid. You're going to be driving the cars. You're going to be using the technologies regardless. That's dumb, man. That makes no sense. If it's social, that's different. But if we're talking finance, you can't let politics get in the way of your finance. Just can't do it. Okay, so big pharma. We also have Eli Lilly. This thing looks really good. Now, I don't think it's ready yet, right? I don't think we're ready for Eli Lilly. I just wanted to point it out. Novo Nordisk. I'm not a big fan of what is it? I'm not a big fan of the GLP-1s, right? Because I think you should do it natural. I think GLP-1s are good if you have a real issue, right? Obesity. But for the average person, who knows what it's doing to your liver? It's an easy way out, you know, and you need more nutrients. That thing you're not going to be eating, right? Just fast, right? But if you need it, you need it. Whatever. My point is, Novo Nordisk is going higher. It's at 63. We're headed for what 100. We need a breakout here. All this is going to wash over. I don't think they really start to pick up until the second half. Maybe late November. There's going to be rotation. So my best picks I want to say for this, and I need to go more through it, is going to be Eli Lilly, Novo Nordisk, and I like Illumina. All right, I like Illumina Sciences. There's some other ones, but I don't want to get too deep in the woods. Intuitive Surgical, that's a robotics play. Abbott Labs, did they take off yet? Abbott Labs looks good. All right. Anyways, ooh, this one looks good. Here we go. Who is this? Medtronic. Yeah, I believe this is this Medtronic might be a robotics play also. Robotics is going to be a huge play in the future. Symbotic is one of my favorites. We called this squeeze like a month ago. It broke out of the long pattern. Basically moved from 33 to 53, almost doubled. It's consolidating. I want to see another pullback. I want to see a pullback consolidation somewhere around 40, right? For a while. I want to see it consolidate for, here we got to get past earnings and then we'll see what happens. All right. I'm going way past what I wanted to. Right now, we're going to finish with Bitcoin. This is what's really the highlight. I think Bitcoin's going to surpass most of the Mag 7, start competing against NVIDIA pretty soon. We're at about a 2 trillion market cap. And, oh, this is not Bitcoin. What the hell is this? All right, 1 second. Let's go. Let's go right here. All right. So Bitcoin is getting ready to make another leg higher, right? It's forming a traditional wedge pattern. We got a traditional wedge pattern here. Look at that. Beautiful. It's hot. I mean, the market is hot. The Fed is going to announce cuts pretty soon, and it's game over. We're going higher again. It's just how many times people say it's up too much. We're in the environment. This is why macro is so important. You're in the perfect environment for risk assets, for investments. This is the most perfect environment. Okay, you got to be long, but not meme coins. Okay, so yeah, Bitcoin's consolidating. How's ETH looking on that 30-minute chart? ETH never has a great wedge pattern. It always looks weird, but ETH is this is very bullish, pulling right back into that support where it first accelerated. So ETH looks great. So I have a couple things before we leave here, right? Before we snap at it. Tesla, you want to own Tesla. If you're newer, you want to own Tesla. I cannot say it enough. There's probably some other stories I missed on here, but we're kind of focused on we're a little focused on technicals today, right? Because the market is moving very quickly. Tesla's going to break out of this descending triangle, right? Call it a wedge, whatever. It's grinding higher. And my price target for Tesla, let's go ahead and do it. Let's come back to the previous low. Let's go to this low, okay? My price target over the next 12 months for Tesla, okay, is somewhere between 650 and 1,000. That's crazy, right? Why wouldn't it double? The rate cuts are going to accelerate this. The deregulation, the expansion of robo-taxi, the humanoid robot, and really Elon Musk is now going to be focused on Tesla, SpaceX, the Boring Company, because he was in politics. That kind of messed up the stock. Okay, so to be more conservative, though, I think we're above 600. Okay, we're going to be above 600 by the end of the year, in my view. We'll see. We'll see. I'm very bullish on Tesla, though. What's the next open door? I think it's going to be, I don't know. We do need to find the next open door. I'm looking at solar edge technologies, though, as a break. That's a trader. That's a trader right there. All right. So so Tesla, and then number one is Chainlink. Keep telling you guys. I know it's like, oh, the price isn't moving. Just wait. Just wait till the narrative hits. You want to own Chainlink. nothing works without Chainlink when it comes to blockchain technology. Okay. If you want exposure to Ethereum, this is a higher risk play, but I believe, oh, that's not BMNR. Did I do it wrong? But I believe Bitmine is going to dominate the the treasury asset narrative. I think it's going to be Bitmine. It should have got crushed already under 40, and it just didn't happen, right? I'm watching volume profile to kind of see where these buyers at, on that day, on the day that it exploded, where are the buyers at? And we've now touched the lower bound to that breakout. So keep your eye on BMNR. Once it clears, now what I do is I want to scale in between 38 and 46. If it drops, don't buy it. Just be patient. Something might happen. Who knows? Don't buy it if it drops. Scale in a little bit, right? If it drops much lower, don't chase it. Wait for it to recover. Once it clears, 40, I think it's 50. Once it clears 50, that's probably your confirmation that it's headed to, I want to say 150. At least it's going to 100, right? So this is Ethereum. This is your Ethereum play. And what do? We find reasons that markets are going higher. That's what I help you to do. Find reasons markets are going higher. Okay, we can do market analysis all day, but guess what? The macro doesn't matter right now. The macro is way too damn strong. It's time to pick stocks. It's time to pick your crypto. It's time to pick what's going higher because the macro setup is perfect, right? The only reason you're going to get corrections is because people are taking profits. They're up too much. They're up too much. What does it say? Weak inflow. Ethereum has represented 20% of the total assets under management, with year-to-date inflows totaling 6.2 billion, exceeding the total inflows for all of 2024. So within a couple of weeks, Ethereum has more inflows than all of 2024. It's at a 500 billion market cap. That's where a Chainlink is headed, by the way. So the market cap's almost about the same as the price. So a $10,000 Ethereum is pretty much a $1 trillion market cap. Okay, for those of you who've been waiting forever, I know it's been a long road, but when crypto rips, it rips. When it rips, it rips. Stay patient here. Stay patient here. I'm still going to end with Chainlink. You guys already know it's coming because I wish somebody would have told me this. I wish somebody would have stressed it out to force you to go do the damn research. I wish somebody would have told me this, man. It'll change your life. That's why the title is This Will Change Your Life. The next 6 months, you're going to see a monster rally in stocks and crypto. You're going to say, I wish I would have done it. And then you're going to say, it's too late. It's not too late. We have this bull market's going to happen for years. You want the pullback to happen. Check in with me to see, is the macro setup right? It's all about, are you solving a problem, whatever the asset is, right? Well, actually, before that, what is the macro setup? Is the environment primed for assets to turn up, or is it primed for consolidation? Is it primed, right, for the money supply, or in any case, how do I say it? It's like planting a seed, right? You want to plant your seed in the spring, let it grow in the summer. You want to harvest it in fall. You want to wait in December, or not December. You want to wait in the winter time. You just stay in cash, right? Right now, we are in the spring. We're fucking early for the full bull market, right? I'm not talking about this season, this rotation. I'm talking about the entire bull market. We're in springtime. So we have a long road to go with a lot of corrections. We're in the springtime, and then we're going to hit summer. What is summer? That's when inflation picks back up. There's no damn inflation. Do not believe the damn headlines. Anything you hear in the news is bullshit. Okay? They're trying to get clicks. They have zero experience in macroeconomics when it comes to how assets trend. Assets trend higher based off, is there a stable economy, and is there enough money? Right now, employment is slowing because AI is so damn strong, reducing prices, right? I mean, if you can fire a bunch of people and use AI, then your margins increase. Of course they're going to do it. I'm worried about jobs. Well, then go buy the damn stocks, because you need to own the future. Time is going to fly by, and you need to own the damn future so you don't get screwed in the future. They're going to keep debasing the currency. That's what they're doing right now. Trump, biggest tax bill in history. He wasn't supposed to do it, but he did it anyways because he's throwing more money at the problem. He wants to grow his way out of this. He's only here for 4 years. He's done, right? He's going to he wants to be the biggest and the best of all time. So take advantage of that. Trump is going to make sure the stock market booms and crypto. Okay. So you got to take advantage of that. And right now we're in spring. When we hit summer, that's when I get more cautious. I'm like, all right, now we got to start planning for where we pick our spots. And then whenever fall comes, boom, you want to start harvesting your gains, right? Pay that 20% tax. Who gives a damn? You're going to triple or quadruple your stuff. You sit back, you wait. Okay. Or you could be a long-term investor and do nothing. That's totally fine. But for those of you that want to enjoy a little bit of your profits, you got to stay tuned. You got to subscribe to the newsletter. Stay tuned with me, right? The Discord is free. It's in there. Go get on the Discord, whatever. And when the fall comes, it's time to take your profits. I don't know when that's going to be. It could be 2026. It could be 2027. It's not going to be this year. We're damn early, right? Once the fall comes, we start strategizing for income generating assets that are going to pay interest on your cash. Okay. Not real estate. You want to deal with tenants. You want to go deal with bankers. You want to go deal with this bullshit. You want to go deal. That's too much crap. Why not just put your cash somewhere where it generates income while you sleep? And you get ready for winter to end so you can come back and buy the best technologies in the world for much cheaper. Then you go purchase them again. That is the strategy, right? But you can still get a property, right? If you want to, generate income, but that's a hard process. The question is, at that time, is it going to be a good strategy for you? Everybody's different. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Maybe you buy a house, you rent out your rooms, right? Live cheap because money goes quick, right? If you can be happy with less, you're going to be way happier down the long haul. You can invest in your health. You can invest in doing experiences, right? Don't spend everything now. So many people are stuck in credit card debt, blah, blah, this debt, the tax debt. Invest in your damn future. Enjoy the little things in life. Have fun, but enjoy the little things, okay? Work out, feel healthy, eat healthy. Invest in your damn self so that the next generation, we see where it's headed, right? We want to set them up for good. Anyways, you want to own the future, okay? And I'm going to finish with Chainlink really quick because this is the most bullish thing I've seen in a long time. And I started investing in 2018. This is why, okay? Number one, the entire financial system, okay, is converting to blockchain technology, right? It is the equivalent of moving from beepers to mobile phones. Probably even bigger than that. It's really like moving from old clunky mobile phones that had no access to internet to now having access to the internet. And now you have iPhones. That's where we're headed to when it comes to blockchain technology. It is a superior way to track, record, and bring security to the financial system. How do we know this? Well, JP Morgan built their own blockchain. Okay. BlackRock has their own blockchain. This is coming. Blockchain technology is the equivalent of cloud computing in the early 2000s. What is cloud computing? Why would I use that? You're not. It's B2B. It's businesses. You'll never see it as a user. You're not going to see it. It's in the background, right? You love iPhones, but you have no clue how iOS works. You still want to own the damn iOS, right? So this is the equivalent. The whole financial system is switching over. Stable coins will be the cash of the future. It's not Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the collateral. It is digital gold, right? Bitcoin cannot be debased. It is completely scarce. You can't remove it. You want to own some Bitcoin, but you don't have to own Bitcoin. You can get exposure through the stock market, right? For you maxis out there, oh, you got to have your Bitcoin. Bro, nobody wants to do their private keys. It's too much work. If you lose it, you lose all of it. They want to custody it through somebody else. Let MicroStrategy take the risk, right? So let somebody else take the risk. You just own the damn asset somewhere, okay? And be smart. Keep learning. So Chainlink, back to Chainlink, this is the equivalent of not just Chainlink. Blockchain technology is the next iteration of finance, okay? It eliminates it makes things automated. They're smart contracts. It's cryptographically backed. It's just a better system, okay? Now, we know blockchain technology as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP. We know that as that. That is public blockchains. Those are public, meaning you can invest in them. But right now, the financial system is like, oh, we're not using that. We can plug into that, but we're going to build our own blockchains. And that's why Wells Fargo, Citigroup, all the big banks and institutions, right, including DTCC, who is that? That is the Depository Trust Clearing Corporation. They clear all the transactions for treasuries, for commodities, real estate, whatever it is. They're the clearinghouse. They're the compliance of the global financial system, right? SWIFT is the cross-border payments, right? Basically, SWIFT is international banking. This has nothing to do with you, but it's central banks talking to each other because there's a whole system out there that we don't really know about. We're not educated on it. They don't teach us it. Okay. That whole system is switching to blockchain. That's what you need to know. Number one, Bitcoin is digital gold. Ethereum, okay, Ethereum is the platform to build this decentralized financial blockchain ecosystem on top of. It's built on Ethereum, not Bitcoin. It's built on Ethereum. That's why Ethereum is so big. Okay. Here's the kicker. None of the stuff works without a connector, without an internet. Bitcoin and Ethereum are like computers with no connection, right? XRP Solana, they have no connection. Chainlink is the damn internet of blockchain. It is the internet to connect blockchain to blockchain, right? And they all depend on Chainlink, by the way. Every single crypto, when you see the price feeds, when you see the yield and all the data, all that data, all the identity of the blockchain is communicated with Ethereum, or I'm sorry, with Chainlink. So Chainlink is what locks in the value. It's like the internet, right? All these computers, all these iPhones, if they don't connect, what gives you all the value? The damn connection, the internet itself. What if you could invest in the internet? You can't do that now. You can't own the internet. You can only own the applications on top of it. But now you can through blockchain technology, through Chainlink. Chainlink is the internet connection connecting blockchain to blockchain in real world data. Therefore, whatever happens in the real world will now be reflected on blockchains. That only happens through Chainlink's technology. That's why it's so big. Now you have hundreds of trillion. MasterCard just connected, right? JP Morgan's been using it. Swift's been using it. DTCC. The biggest financial institutions are using Chainlink to secure and connect their blockchain technologies. And it's only a 12 billion market cap. Ethereum's 400 billion, right? Bitcoin is 2 trillion. So you're early as shit. You're early. Take advantage now. Stop thinking short term. You're freaking early. I'm trying to warn you here. Okay. Now, the other part of it is they're going to power all of, the whole financial system. They're going to be the core infrastructure behind the financial system, right? You won't see it. It's not user friendly. It's for businesses. It's for institutions on the backside. So all of it connects, right? Okay, I got that out. Number two, they have to pay a fee. In order for these services, they have to pay a fee. They're going to be paying the Chainlink fee for the Chainlink services. That's where all the value comes to the miners. That's going to drive up the damn price, okay? Next. Ooh, I'm getting excited here. Next. What do we have next? Next is the internet, okay? We're talking finance. Well, guess what? When we talk about blockchain, it's not just going to be, because you see AI creating deep fakes and all this stuff. It's not just about finance. This is about all data transfer, right? Anything of value is data. All things are data, anything of value. And that is what Chainlink is going to capitalize on, is all data transfer, right? It could be pictures, video, it's money, obviously, right? Activities, right? Supply chain management, healthcare data, anything that has data transfer will be backed by Chainlink services and proof of reserves, where they prove in real time, like an audit, whether something is there or not, right? So this is the biggest bet I've ever seen. I'm telling you, where's it headed? Right now it's probably headed for 300 billion market cap, right? Just by the global finance, 300 billion. That's way bigger than now. The price is going to be insane. It's over 200, right? But if it captures the internet, where you have Google, Amazon, Facebook, Tesla, Nvidia, all of them now plugging in for, you heard of cloud computing, you hear of quantum computing. Well, guess what Chainlink sort of leads in? It leads in blockchain computing. This is different. Okay. It's a different iteration of the internet. Web3, the next level of the internet, is going to be backed by Chainlink. It's going to power the next internet. The last internet was MySpace. Now we're at Facebook. Now we're at Instagram. Next, we're headed to blockchain media. Okay. Where you can own your stuff, right? You have ownership rights to your data, and it needs this technology. And I'm getting a little too nerdy here. My point is, this is the biggest bet I've ever seen. And I think it's $1 trillion market cap by 2035. That's a lot of time. Somewhere in between there, guess what? I could be wrong. They could misexecute. They could not execute, right? Maybe something, but right now they're locked in. Sergey, the developer, right? The lead founder of Chainlink is shaking hands with Trump, not XRP. Well, there is no Bitcoin, right? That would be Satoshi would be there. Not Vitalik, who runs Ethereum. None of the other dudes are in there. You have Coinbase's CEO, you have Robinhood, and you have Sergey. You don't have anybody else in crypto. Why? Because he's building, right? They're building Chainlink, the real infrastructure to Web3, right? To the next generation of the internet. What's another way to say it, right? The World Wide Web is going to change and you want to own it, right? Next, I'm bullish on Tesla, Palantir, but Palantir's up a lot, right? Stay into the newsletter. You'll see when it's the right time to buy Palantir. It's just not yet, okay? It's just not yet. Lemonade Insurance, very bullish. Who else are we bullish on? We just put it in the newsletter. Go check out the newsletter. We just sent it out today, by the way. Click on my profile. You'll go see all my newsletters, whatever you want. Coaching, it's on there. I'm not even pushing that. I want you guys to take advantage of this opportunity ASAP so that you have a future. Then when you put risk on the table, then you're going to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to pay attention now. I need to learn more, right? What about your kids or the younger generations? They need to understand how to invest. And also, I don't bring everything to the table. I'm just trying to give the opportunity, right? There's a lot more to learn on my YouTube channel, beginner, why you should be invested. We have all that stuff on the YouTube channel. Go check it out from the very beginning. You're getting fooled. Anyways, back to Chainlink. Okay, I think it's the biggest bet. Would you say here, DW? I'm investing in Link because of your expertise. I'm wanting to open a large position into Link. I have too much fear to pull the trigger. How do I overcome that? How do you overcome fear? You do more research. You do your damn research. Go down a rabbit hole on what Chainlink is, and you'll have more confidence, right? There is not one crypto project with more institutional partnerships than Chainlink. Big institutions, the largest asset manager in the world, the largest bank in the world, right? The biggest, I mean, Swift is the largest messaging network, but nobody knows what that is. DTCC is the biggest settlement network. Nobody knows what that is. It has the biggest institutional partnerships out of any crypto by far. It's very undervalued. Okay. That's just one part of it. Okay. It is I can't really I can't get you to buy. I'm not trying to, I don't benefit from this. I'm seeing an opportunity, and it's a big opportunity. Like Palantir, we called Palantir in 2022. I lost 100K on it because I messed up. I got too leveraged. Do not leverage in. Okay. But we called Palantir at the very damn bottom. And look at it now. One of the biggest of all. Got Tesla way back then. Okay. This one is, I don't want to say it's bigger than Tesla and Palantir, but the opportunity, the risk reward, I think is even bigger. So pay attention. I'm going to go ahead and check out on TikTok. Actually, I'm going to check out on YouTube because I need to do some YouTube SEO, and this video went way too long for that. It's all good, but I'm going to stay on TikTok for a while. I appreciate you guys on YouTube. Stay healthy. Keep, lift weights. Take care of your health. Go love somebody that needs it. Do something for somebody. And I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate you on YouTube. I'm going to stick on TikTok for a second.